What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. I've got another mount shell video, and today we're going to be testing out the 2014 ACX. Hopefully I can actually find a link for this. So if it's not in the description, then yeah. But anyway, this is going to be a part 2. So if you did not watch the last part to this video, which I was talking about a big camps, I was talking about what happened yesterday, go ahead and check out the video, and it will be linked down below, and the little information thing up in the top right corner should be pulling up right now. So if you haven't watched that, then go ahead and go watch it, because I'm probably gonna make absolutely no sense to you right now. So anyway, so we had to go and find this other guy, which meant we had to walk all the way back just to go and find him again. And guess what? He wasn't there, so we're just like, well, crap. So the thing about this place is, I don't know, like, what happened to it, because it apparently, like, went to crap, I guess. I mean, this place had gotten all grassy, and there's high grass and dead grass and all this stuff all over the place. Like, in the main campfire, there's a secret campfire place in the back that we went to, that we occasionally use for very, very special purposes. And we went back there just to check it out, but that place especially got really bad. But anyway, we're just like, okay, well, we don't want this getting in our moccasins, which are basically like slippers, if you don't know. So let's go ahead and rake this dead grass up. So me and the three guys grabbed some rakes from the shop that they had there and start raking. And we were there for probably an hour in the grueling heat, just raking. And I mean, I've got like calluses on my hand now because of it. Not really like blisters, I guess. Because it's a lot of work, and it's a big area right there. Raking up all that dead grass, because there's 4 rows of seating. We only did the in front of the first row and the second row, because that's where I knew we were gonna be walking in our moccasins. So anyway, we do all of that, and we go back and we go find the 4th guy, and we make sure that he stays with us this time, and we practice our ceremony. And you know, I was kind of nervous. I mean, not myself being nervous, but for the group, because I knew for sure that I had my lines down like perfect, like I could say them in my sleep. But the heck, I didn't even steer that way. How did that do that? But the other guys, you know, they weren't as comfortable with their lines as I would have preferred them to be. So I'm just like, okay, just work on your lines after that, and after we break, and we can go from there. Jeez, this bus is... Whew. Wow. So we head over to go put up the rakes, and I see the guy who is basically telling me what stuff I need to do, and he's like, okay, so at 5:30 I need you to go ahead and put all the water jugs up, and then we need you to set up some milk jugs with glow sticks in them, leading the trail to the campfire that we're going to do tonight. Okay, well, that's not going to be too hard. So a couple hours passed. I didn't really do anything. I kind of walked around by myself, just making sure that everything was kind of running smooth. That's kind of my job now. It's just to kind of ensure everything's going smooth, help out where I'm needed, you know, whatever. So we didn't really do a whole lot throughout those next couple hours. You know, we were just kind of there. Sat down, and there was this nice AC shack that I went in a couple times. And I sat behind there, and I just kind of sat on my phone for probably 20 minutes or so, until one of the adults came over. One of the other guys, the guy who was specifically helping me with the ceremony that I'm putting on, he basically said, yeah, it's about time. It's not about time to get ready, but all of my stuff is in my truck, blah, blah, blah. I have this and this and this, and, we talked for probably 20 minutes. He's telling me some stories of, there's this one ceremony they did where they were doing it on they had a fire on a concrete pad, and the pad was broken, and it was really rainy that night, or the few days before, so the heat and the water caused steam, which basically made part of the concrete explode during the ceremony. So that was pretty great. I would have loved to have seen that, but I have my own stories. So we decide, okay, well, it's 5:30. It's time to head into town to grab some dinner. So we decide we're gonna go to Whataburger. Me and the two guys, we're gonna go to Whataburger. So we get over to Whataburger, and we sit down and we eat, and this big NJROTC unit comes in, and I promised them ice cream. Everyone who helped me got ice cream, and one of the guys was gonna leave, shortly thereafter. So I was like, okay, well, if you want your ice cream, you better hurry up and get in line before they do. And he was telling us all these cheesy knock jokes. Like, I'm just like, no, just stop. But the funny thing was, the cashiers started like repeating the jokes to the other cashiers. Like, did you hear what that kid just said? And I'm sitting there because we were right next to the cash registers, and I'm just like, you hear what they're saying? He's like, no. And I'm just like, they're repeating your jokes. And he's like, oh my gosh, they think they're funny. And I'm just like, they're the only people who do. So, and then I heard one guy, I think he was talking trash about us, but, I wasn't going to do anything about it. So, so we drive back, and at this point, it's 6:45 or so. And the campfire was going to start at 7:30. So we had 45 minutes. So all the water jugs were put up, and I need to get those milk jugs ready. So I'm like, okay, so guys, we're going to split up. I'm going to go get those milk jugs out, put the glow sticks in them, and you guys go ahead and get all the ceremony gear ready, blah, blah, blah. Well, I thought there were only going to be like 10 milk jugs or something. There were like 30. He had like a whole trash bag just full of them glow sticks, and he's like, yeah, I just want them among the trail. But there were 2 trails, and I completely forgot which one he told me to put them on. So I was walking, and I, every like 10 feet, I would put a milk jug with a glow stick in, and I cracked them all and everything. And I completely forgot, so I had to line up both trails. And at this point, it's 7:10, 7:15, and I'm like, oh crap, I better, we got to get going on this. And I forgot to mention, this guy gave me this, how do I say this without it sounding like a drug? We'll refer to it as special powder, and I'll tell you what it does here in a minute. But he gave me 4 packets of this special powder that I can use during the ceremony, and he's like, here, throw it in, and it's going to do something cool. Okay, I trust you. So he gives me those, and I head back, and it's time to start changing into our ceremony outfits, which, I like wearing those because it's like, I don't know, there's just something about it. And I had gotten a whole bunch of new stuff for my personal collection of stuff to wear. So I made a couple rings, and I got new this and that. And I've still got more that I'm going to add on for later this year. during the December, January, February months of ceremonies, because then we're going to have, you know, 1 or 2 a week. So we change and we start heading over to the campfire, and at this point they're doing the awards, and it's like, okay, only 1 more award, and then they'd have like 5 more, okay, only 1 more award, another 5, and then, you know, so it's going on and on and on forever. We're just sitting there just like, okay, you know, whenever you're ready, let's come on. So it's finally our turn, and the guy goes up there. He tells a story to kind of get everyone in the right mindset. This guy is the greatest storyteller you'll ever meet, and you'll ever hear. He has, you know, his stories are absolutely amazing, and it's just something that you have to experience. I can't tell you. It's like you have to go there and listen. But anyway, he tells his story, and that's our cue whenever he was done to walk in. So we have 2 guys walk in, and they get out all the 50 or all the 90 Cub Scouts, and we walk them out into a small trail. We push everyone back into the back to rehearse, and then one guy goes in. They go in, they start saying their lines, and then I come in like out of nowhere, and everyone, like, you know, I see a couple people like turn their heads, wait, where did he come from? And we start performing our ceremony. We do this and this, and I can't exactly tell you what goes on. But there's one part during the middle of the ceremony where we do a prayer, and we all get down on one knee, and we have like a minute of silence. And I'm like, you know what? I think now's a good time to throw in one of these special powder packets. So I take one of them, and he said, don't open it, just throw it in the fire. Okay. So I take one. I kind of had them hidden in my hand. Just, they weren't very big, but, and it's pretty much pitch black anyway. The packets were black, so no one would have been able to see them. So I throw one into the fire, and the fire starts changing colors. And like, as soon as we stood up, like, you know, people had their eyes closed, I assume. People had their heads bowed down or whatever. But I hear some people just like, oh, there's something cool over there. Oh my gosh, look at that over there, you know? And it's just like, even I'm amused, because I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. I'm standing behind the fire because that's where my character is normally supposed to stand. And I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. Just like, I'm so amused by this. by this. It was green and blue for the times that I saw it. And then we have these feathers that we give out. But it doesn't say anything about it in the script. That's kind of something we added in there. So I never really knew what was supposed to happen there. So I asked, okay, everyone stand up. And I had to go around. And mind you, these kids are short. They're 5th graders. So they're like 3 feet shorter than me. Most of them were. There were a couple of them that were like, you know, maybe a foot shorter than me. But still, the majority of them are a lot shorter than me. So for all 90-something kids, I had to, like, bend over and say, let this feather guide you on the trail to Eagle, or something like that. And there were like 2 or 3 times, because I had to say this like 90-something times to every kid and shake every kid's hand, where I said, instead of feather, I said, I think one point I said leather, and then I think one point I said letter, and I think at one point I said weather, just something like that. There was one more, I think it was like wrench or something. It was just like something really random that sounded nothing like it, and I'm just standing there just like, oh my god, what did I just say? And there was one kid that, they had their full uniforms on, and your uniform is supposed to be buttoned up, and I saw this kid the whole freaking time with his uniform unbuttoned, and it's really pissing me off. So I go over to him, and I shake his hand, and I'm like, yeah, let this feather guide you on the trail to Eagle, and button up your shirt. And he just kind of looks at me and laughs, and I'm just like, I'm just giving that face, just like, no, don't say anything, just tuck it in, you know, button it up, tuck it in, you know. But, yeah, so then we turn around to leave, and I throw the rest of those packets in, and, like, one of the guys had a spear, and he's playing around with it because it didn't go, like, it went to the side of the fire, and he's, like, playing with the spear, just trying to move it into the fire, and I'm just like, it doesn't really matter where it goes, just let it be, it's okay, don't worry about it. But, you know, I didn't say that up there because I'm standing in front of, 400 or 500 people doing this, but you get the point. Just kind of gave him that look. So it's at this point where we walk out, and once we heard those final 3 drum beats, boom, 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 we had to cut out the torch and run. Run. The only reason we run at this point is because 3 or 4 years ago, we had these kids chase us because they wanted to know who we were. So they chased us down to our changing spot. And I bet you can't guess where they changed, or where they knew where we were, because we have a very distinctive thing. We have a big teepee. A huge teepee that we set up Saturday morning. And everyone knows where it's at because it's big, I might throw in a picture. I think I took a picture. I have to blur out a face. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But anyway, it's this really cool teepee, and that's where we changed. And we got back, and we changed and packed up all our stuff, and it's time for me to head out because, at this point it's probably 8:45. I'd been up since 6 o'clock, working all day. And, so pack up all my stuff, and, okay, well, it's time for ice cream now, because, So I get over, me and my buddy, the guy who I drove up there, I'm like, okay, well, Sonic or DQ? And DQ sounds good. Okay, fine by me. So I get up there, and it's like, I want a large. I say medium at first, but then I'm just like, you know what, I really need a large. So I get a large peanut butter something, and my other friend gets a Reese's, and we're sitting there in the drive-thru. And this place, I'd never seen a Dairy Queen like this. Like, the design was so confusing. And the person in front of us literally sat there for like 5 minutes waiting for her food, and she only got like 2 things. Like, I only saw 2 boxes. Like, I think they were like a chicken meal or something. And I guess that's what comes in the boxes, but still, and it took forever, and we finally get our ice cream, and we're all happy because it's good. And we don't have a DQ like within reasonable distance. The closest one is like 15-20 minutes away, which I know for some of you is like, oh yeah, that is reasonable distance, but I'm used to having everything close. So and we drove home. We listened to a little bit of the iHeartRadio music festival, but we basically just heard some announcements, and then it was Florida Georgia Line, which neither of us listen to country, so we were very happy to change that. And we blasted a couple rock songs. Muse, Psycho, that's a good one that we blasted, and basically drove for the next hour, and got home. I took a shower and went to bed. I mean, like, what the heck? Because, at this point, I got home at 11:15 or so I was dead, and I got, like, I don't remember what my thing said, how much steps I got, but I think it was, like, 24,000 steps, according to my phone. Which, of course, is not the most accurate thing, but still, 23 or 4,000 steps in a day, that's not too bad. And I enjoy doing this, and I'm excited to head out there next year again, to do it all over again and see what happens next year. So, I guess that is pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else that went on. Let's see, 46 minutes. Oh, wait. I split this recording in two. I forgot. Yeah. Okay, so. Anyway, yeah, so that is my story. That is my two-part story of my, Saturday, what went down on Saturday. Come on, there we go. You see, now that I said, like 23,000 steps, I have to get an exact number because I'm like that for some odd reason. I agree. I could have sworn I already agreed to your crap. Come on, just tell me what it is. Stupid ass health. Someone commented on my, on a video. Let's see, what if I don't want to look at today? What if I want to look at yesterday? What if I want... Oh, I think it's raining outside. Oh, here we go. 22,686 steps. Yeah, so, oh my gosh, 11.31 miles. 890 calories burned. Healthy pace, 5,118 steps. Okay. So, well, I guess that burned off one of my meals and not both of them. But, yeah, because we were worried that the Jack in the Box was going to make us fat. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so let me go ahead and wrap this up. I think we're pretty much done here. I've told you the whole story, and, yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it down and where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or you're never going to hit the 22,686 steps that I did. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, share it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't get raped. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it, and thanks for watching.